It's been quite a journey on my YouTube channel so far, where I've grown from 1 to 10,000 subscribers. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you my entire journey of when I started and where I am now. But before we get into it, I did want to say that if you're interested in starting your own YouTube channel, I did put together a one sheet where I go over the most important steps to consider when you're starting a YouTube channel. It's something I wish I had when I was starting my own channel, and it would have made the process a lot easier. So I'll leave it linked down in the video description if you're interested. It's completely free to use. But let's get into the journey. So I started my YouTube channel back in 2013 actually, and I really just used it to create home movies and class assignments at the time. I uploaded like tutorials, some short films and stuff, and I took a break from it from like 2019 to 2020. Back in 2020, this is when I started getting back into YouTube. And what I noticed at the time is within that like 4 to 5 year gap of making like simple little tutorials. And then when I picked back up in 2020, is a lot of those older videos were actually gaining views, even though there was no strategy in it. The thumbnails weren't that good. The titles weren't even that good. Like for example, this one, which goes over chalkboard writing, it gained 12,000 views. It was published back in 2015. It was just me kind of showing how to do a chalkboarding effect inside After Effects. But this is when I began to wonder and see the power of YouTube, because no matter how long ago it was published, it's always relevant as long as that topic is still being searched for. So this is the first time I was kind of pondering, is YouTube a sustainable career, and could it be something that you could make money from? So in 2020, I started kind of rehashing my YouTube channel. I hid a lot of these videos and started fresh. So I made my first kind of comeback video, the top 5 video editing tips that I've learned. So this video was made in early 2020. It's basically, I just go over the top 5 tips I've learned up to that point. And looking back at, that time period of 2020, early 2021, it was a really rough time coming out of the pandemic. One of the most eye-opening things that I saw during this time is how brutal business is. I saw a lot of my friends and coworkers permanently get laid off from their job. This is when I really started to wonder, is there a way that I can protect myself? Is there a way that I can kind of create a safety net and some type of cushion? Maybe it's not my full-time income, but some way that I can generate passive income that can generate revenue no matter what happens in the market. And this is when I went down the YouTube and passive income rabbit hole. And so in March of 2021, this is really when I began taking YouTube seriously. I made a commitment to myself that I would post a video every single week, no matter what. And trust me, those early videos, they're really rough. I mean, they're pretty cringe looking back at them, but they're a reminder of how far I came as a creator. So if I had to classify, 2021 was kind of like my experimentation year on YouTube. I tried a lot of different things that a lot of new YouTubers do, trying to find your niche. And if we look back at the content, there's a lot of different videos in 2021. And what I've noticed over time is that some gain more views than others. For example, this video here, how to remove plosives and audio pops, gained 27,000 views, where the video right next to it, cell phone video editing tips, only gained 10 views. So this is when I started to notice the outliers in my content. And that's the big thing when you start a YouTube channel, is you just want to get started with the videos, and you eventually see the videos that are performing well. And that's typically a key indicator of the direction where you want to go and create more content in. The Premiere Pro and After Effects tutorials were probably the best performing videos and gaining the most new viewers for my channel. So going into 2022, this is when I really leaned hard and made a bunch of tutorials in Premiere Pro and After Effects. So this is the graph of subscribers when it comes to 2021. And like I said, I started taking YouTube seriously around March. So really, I started around 69 subscribers. You can see I kind of experimented, grew a little bit. So at the end of the year, I gained 330 subscribers on the channel. And then if we expand the graph to 2022, this is how that graph looked. And really, I started making a lot of Premiere Pro, After Effects tutorials, and this kind of consistently grew, and I eventually hit 1,000 subscribers on September 12th, 2022. Took about a year and a half for me to get to this point. I think one of the biggest catalysts of growth was that I realized that a lot of the content was popping up via search on YouTube and on Google. For example, if we search for something common like how to create a photo slideshow in After Effects, you can see when it comes into search results, my video ranks at the very top. So this is the moment in time where I started to wonder how to monetize my content around the 1,000 subscriber mark. And during my celebration video, when I announced that we hit 1,000 subscribers, I gave away essentially a template to my first 1,000 subscribers. And a few weeks later, I launched my new Patreon. So Patreon is essentially, if you don't know, it's a membership platform where people can join, pay a monthly membership fee, and you can give access to your templates, different behind the scenes content, as well as a store. So I set up a store where people can buy a la carte, one item at a time. In addition to my Patreon, I became monetized and became a YouTube partner in November of 2022. So I needed to gain 4,000 hours of watch time. Took a few months longer than reaching 1,000 subscribers for me, and I eventually hit that, and I was able to start collecting AdSense revenue from my videos. Another way I started to make money on YouTube is by working with brands. So in late 2022, early 2023, this is when I started to work with brands more. Brands were reaching out and essentially saying, hey, can you make a review video about our product and service? And in return, you'll get a free product that you can use for your client work. So this is kind of like a win-win thing. But going into 2023, I really leaned into affiliate marketing. So if you notice down below, you'll see a bunch of affiliate links. And essentially what that is I'll promote a product or service that I find valuable, that I think would be really beneficial to the audience. And if the viewer clicks on the link and purchases the product or service, I get a small commission. This doesn't affect the price for the consumer. Typically they get a deal like 10, 20% off. So it's kind of like a win-win type of situation. But that's how affiliate marketing works. And what I realized in early 2023, the best way to approach affiliate marketing is by creating dedicated review videos about products and services. This is another area that grew my channel because I started making videos like Envato elements versus motion rate. These type of videos really propelled my channel growth as well during this time, as well as bringing in extra income. So that was my strategy going into 2023. And if we take a look at the graph here, at the end of 2022, I had around 1,600 subscribers. And then by the end of 2023, I hit around 6,500 subscribers. You'll notice that the growth on YouTube is starting to escalate. So I'm gaining more subscribers in a shorter period of time. If you look at 2022 to 2023, really I only gained 1,200 subscribers in that time period. And from 2023 to 2024, essentially, I gained almost like 5,000 subscribers. And that brings us to 2024. So this is a very important year for me. In March of 2024, I decided to quit my job and go all in on YouTube, essentially creating a business where not only I'm a YouTuber and a content creator, but I'm also a freelance video editor as well. Because here's the thing that I thought about in my career so far. I always thought about leaving my job and starting my own business, but the thing with freelance work, it's very hit and miss. And I wanted to create something where I could rely on, such as YouTube and passive income, that can kind of cushion the down seasons when there's not as much client work. And at least for me, I can rely on YouTube to bring in some of the money. So in March of 2024, YouTube was covering around half of my living expenses at the time. So it was this moment where I decided to leave my corporate job and start freelancing and just focusing on content creation. So when it comes to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, I hit that milestone in July 25th, 2024. That's when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel. And as you can see, up to the current day, I'm at 11,530. So looking at the graph, it took around 3.5 years from when I decided to take YouTube seriously to gain 10,000 subscribers on the channel. But every creator is going to have a different journey. This is just mine. If you're wondering on starting your own YouTube channel, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear about your journey and your thoughts on starting your own channel. But that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.